All right, welcome everybody. Today is Weekly Wednesday Real Estate Live Stream. Thanks for joining us today. Josh is back from vacation, so we are streaming. We're up and running. My name is Robert Cabaz with eXp Realty. Thank you for joining us today. Today we're talking about inspections, what you should be looking for in an inspection, I can't even talk, in today's market specifically. Yes, so before we begin, if you have anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate this year, make sure to send those people to robcabaz@gmail.com. Shoot me an email over there. I'd be happy to help anybody. And also, if you have not done so, make sure to check out the new website, which is I guess it's not that new anymore. It's like 2 years old, so it's not that new. But the website, www.robertcabaz.com. If you're looking to start your home search, check out the open houses, get a valuation on your home, all of the above. You can do that right on my website. Finally, if you want to learn more about the real estate industry as a career, the path to take to get your license, any questions like that, if you want to learn more about eXp Realty, why we're the fastest growing company in the history of the world, make sure to send me a DM at Robert_Cabaz. That's on Instagram. And then finally, if you are interested in eXp, we do a Zoom every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Me and one of my partners, Gogo Bethke, tonight on Zoom, 8 p.m. It's called Why Not eXp. Grab a drink. It's very casual. We're going to talk about the model and how it all works and why we have so much growth. So if you're just joining us, thank you. Make sure to comment. Let me know how your guys' week is going. Let me know if you have any questions about the real estate market, about inspections in general, and we will get those answered. So, Mr. Josh, how are you today?
Doing good.
Doing good, huh?
Besides the fact that I still can't comment.
You can't comment, huh? Can you see comments?
Yes. Well, I don't know, but I'm going to monitor a different way.
Okay. How
we are good.
I'm looking,
golden.
I'm looking. My thing is weird, so I'm just gonna refresh my page here.
Yeah, mine's weird too.
I didn't grab a water today.
We don't have any water.
You don't have any water, so.
No. You can blame Alyssa for that one.
Perfect. Oh, my internet is slow. All right, anyway, well, we'll get it going. Do we have any questions, I guess, before we begin?
Not that I'm seeing. No.
Okay. So today we're talking about the most important things. Oh my gosh, did you? You gotta put silent mode on. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking about the most important things that you need to look for in an inspection in today's market. Today's market, obviously, very, very seller forward. Sellers have all the power. So if you do get an inspection, if you're having an inspection, what are the things you absolutely need to look for, the non-negotiables? We're going to go through those right now. So there's really three main things, okay? And if you have any questions, please feel free, comment below. Tell me how your week's going. Tell me what you're going to do this weekend. Hopefully it warms up. The weather is not cooperating the last 2 days. There was snow on the ground this morning, which is super annoying. But yeah, so anyway, we're going to get into these three factors right now. Why will this not come up? Okay.
Yeah, dude, it's jacked.
Here we go. I got it.
Eric Ramos says, hey.
Isn't he downstairs?
He is.
What's up, Eric? You probably just heard me say that.
Oh.
What?
Did it disappear?
Did what disappear?
His comment?
No, it's still there. Okay. Most important things you need to look for during an inspection in this market. Number one, the foundation. Obviously, we want to make sure the house is not caving in on itself. So look at that foundation. If there's a crawl, make sure your inspector is going in the crawl. It's looking for cracks. You want to look for water seepage coming out of the, if there are any cracks, or up through the corners of the foundation or the floor. And then you also want to look for any bowing in the walls, in the foundation walls. So any type of bowing. Usually any vertical cracks. What was it? Is it vertical cracks? Get with your inspector on this. I think vertical cracks are okay, but horizontal cracks are not okay. So you want to be neither cracks are really okay, but the one's worse than the other one. So just want to be clear on that. But any cracks you want to be looking for, cracks, water seepage, and bowing in the foundation. So we want to make sure that foundation is going to be strong for the remainder of the 30 years you're going to own the house, or 40 years, or whatever it is, and it's not going to cave in on itself, or you don't need any more reinforcing in that foundation. So that is number one. Adam DeRiso. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. And guys, if you have any questions about this, feel free to comment. We are live on Instagram today and Facebook and YouTube, I believe, right? Right, Josh?
And YouTube.
Live on YouTube to all 2 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to get those.
All 2 subscribers?
So if you're on here and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. I'm going to have to start paying people to subscribe.
How much?
Josh will send you all $2 a piece if you subscribe to my YouTube channel in a comped video, right? $2 credit for a video.
$2.
$2 credit. You'll do
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
You'll just upcharge the video $2.
Man, I am struggling right now to
Yep.
see the comments.
You think you're still in Jamaica? There's 8 comments.
Yeah, I'm seeing them now.
You see the one you want me to read it, or can you read it?
I want to read it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Matt Mullen asks, in this current seller's market, how long should a house be up for sale before adjusting the price if it's not selling?
Man, yeah, that's a great question, Matt. So my answer to that question, I would say if it hasn't sold in 2 weeks, you need to really look at the price. Right now in this market, if your house hasn't sold in 2 weeks, your price too high, or there's something very, very wrong with the house. So I would say 2 weeks max, Matt. That's a great question. Thank you.
We do have some more comments. Sarah wants her money up front to subscribe to your YouTube.
I will Venmo you right after this stream, Sarah.
And Dave Klaus says, greetings.
Greetings, David Kloss. Appreciate
then-
you tuning in.
On Instagram, Lindlin asks, what are your options if your inspector does find any major option or issues?
Yeah, so if you do find a major issue, so let's just say in the foundation we find a major structural issue with the house, you can then go back to the seller and say, hey, this is wrong. This is an issue. We need to fix it. Whether the seller wants to fix it and provide, a receipt, and then you can go inspect it and make sure it was done properly, or if they want to just give you money off the house, so say it's a $10,000 fix, hey, we don't want to deal with it, we'll just give you $10,000 off the house, you can deal with it when you buy it, or they can give you a credit. There's a couple different ways you can negotiate it. Sometimes, like I said, the seller feels like they're in a power position, and maybe they feel like they want a second opinion on it because maybe they don't think there's anything wrong. So there's a lot of different options you could do there. So but it's all negotiable. Thank you for the question.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, Josh? I'll go to number 2.
Well, Eric was just throwing a comment out there, I believe, about how long should the house be.
Yeah, that's a good point, Eric. Depends on the number of showings. Yeah, you want to look at how many showings you've had in that period. If you've only had 2 showings, then obviously you probably don't need to adjust the price. But if you've had 50 showings in 2 weeks, it's probably time to take a look at moving down a couple dollars. So, okay, if you're just joining us, we are live, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube today. Thank you for joining. We do this every single Wednesday. If you have questions, put them in the comments. It can be about anything real estate or whatever you want to ask me about. We're talking what's the most important things you need to look for during an inspection right now in this market. Obviously, if the market cools off a little bit, we can add a little more things to this list, but these are like the bare minimum. If, basically game changers, hey, we need to do something about this because this is broken. So, number 1 was the foundation. Number 2, the roof. The roof keeps obviously everything out of your house. It keeps you dry from rain. You know what a roof is. So what you want to look for on a roof. I don't need to educate the public on what a roof is. That's pretty self-explanatory. So what to look for on the roof. Normal, just kind of wear and tear. You can see normally on the shingles if they're newer shingles or older shingles, if they've been faded by the sun. If they just look worn, you can tell that it's an older roof and it may need repair. You want to look for like any moss growing on certain sides of the roof. If there's moss growing, that's usually a sign that the roof is pretty old and it's going to need repair soon. Damaged shingles, and then any sagging in the roof. So if you see any like dips in the roof where it's, where maybe there was a lot of snow or ice buildup and it's starting to, those trusses are starting to bow a little bit, that is something you definitely need to look for, and that means you may need a new roof definitely in the near future. So roof is a big one if it's bad, because those are probably depending on the size of the house, anywhere between $5,000 to $15,000 to fix on a residential house. Sometimes if you have a bigger house, upwards of $20,000. So that is a big issue and a big expense that you could incur. So, any other questions, Josh, before we go to number 3?
Yes, on Facebook, Dave asks, with the cost of building materials right now, does the cost warrant completing any value-adding projects around the house? Example, building a deck, etc.
Yes. So obviously, obviously with materials, I mean, the 2x4s are like gold right now. Plywood's like gold. I'm seeing a ton of memes and it's hilarious. But yeah, no, if you add a deck, absolutely you're going to add value to the house, especially with the materials and how much it costs to add a deck now compared to what it was last summer. That stuff is definitely going to add value to the house. And we're really seeing a lot of people not opt to purchase not opt to build on their own, and then go out and look for, I would say, quote unquote, a used house instead of a brand new build, just because of how much that those materials have gone up. And I don't really understand why the materials have gone up so much. If it was because of the pandemic or there's more people building. I don't know what, the supply is, whatever it is, the materials are absolutely insane right now. So I'm working with quite a few clients that were actually going to build and they're choosing not to build anymore just because it was going to be, they're sacrificing so much in their house they wanted to build that it's not even worth building anymore because of the material price. So great question, David. I would encourage you to build that deck on the back of your house. 100%. It would definitely help the value. Oh, anything else, Josh? Anything on Instagram?
I got a question.
Yes.
What is that fan sound?
The fan sound? I need a new laptop. My laptop is absolutely biting the dust at the moment. So this week or next week, we will be purchasing a new laptop because mine sounds like a rocket ship taking off. And I don't know, the battery's not working anymore. I'm surprised it's running this live stream right now. So yeah, that's what that noise is.
You can hear it in the background.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Oh, because the mic's right here? Yeah, that's crazy. Sorry, guys, if you guys hear it sounds like a wind turbine. It's my laptop. Okay, number 1, foundation. Number 2, roof. Obviously, those are 2 major issues that you need to look for in inspection. Number 3, the furnace and hot water tank. So the 2 big mechanicals in the house, the furnace and hot water tank. What you want to look for, obviously, how clean the furnace is. Usually when you have an inspector, they're going to pop off the front cover. They can look at the fan. They can look at all the inners of the furnace, and you can usually tell if somebody's kept it up, if they've cleaned it. If you've had pets in the house, it's usually a little more dirty. If you've kept the filter, if you've changed the filter every couple months, they can usually tell. If it's very dirty, it's more likely to go bad. If it's cleaner, it's going to last longer. It's pretty, it's that simple. So obviously, yeah. If there's been, how has it been maintained? Obviously, if pets, we touched on that. If that was a big deal. So, if there's any rust, if there was any sign of moisture, that's very bad for mechanicals and furnace in general. So you want to look for that. Then hot water tank, basically, you test the water. How hot is the water getting? Usually, a sign of a hot water tank going bad is the water is not getting as hot. So it'll gradually get warmer or not less warm until it doesn't work anymore, and then you have to replace the hot water tank. Replacement costs on a furnace, obviously depending on the size of your house, I would say $3,000 to $7,000. A replacement cost on a good hot water tank, you should be paying anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500. So furnace should last you 20 to 25 years. A good hot water tank, I've seen them last 20, 30 years. So. But there's certain brands that you want to not buy and certain brands that you do want to buy. You're going to pay more, obviously, for the brands that are much better, but they're going to last probably double the lifespan of the ones that you pay less for. So those are the 3 main things that you need to look for if you're having an inspection right now. If you have a house under contract, you have an inspection, you need to look for the foundation. Any cracks, water seepage, bowing in the walls, the roof. You want to look for if there's any damage on the roof, there's moss growing, if the shingles are falling out, or if there's any sagging. And then finally, the furnace and hot water tank. How old are they? Have they been maintained? Are they clean? All of the above. So check those 3 things. Everything else can be pretty much cosmetic in a house, can be fixed fairly cheaper. These are really the massive costs that you can incur when you buy a house and they're bad. So everything else, obviously, things aren't cheap, but they are the cheaper part of the house. So keep that in mind, because you do not want to freak a seller out, especially when the seller's gotten 10 offers. They went with yours because they trust you, and next thing you know, you're coming in with a laundry list full of little things that they don't really want to deal with, or they don't want to give you money off of. They'll say, you know what, forget it, we'll go with another offer. So keep that in mind. Not saying you should ignore any major problems. You want to take care of major problems, but this is just to keep you in the deal and get you that house that you want. So keep that all in mind. Do we have any more questions, Josh, before we kind of wrap this up?
Yes, Adam on Facebook asked, maintenance records important?
Maintenance, yes, absolutely. Maintenance records are very, very important, especially if you're selling too. If you're selling and you've been religious about keeping your furnace clean and having it maintained, and you have a furnace guy come out twice a year and you're changing, keep all those records and receipts. I mean, those are awesome to show to a prospective buyer that is going to pay top dollar for your house. Anything new, if you bought a new hot water tank, if you bought a new furnace, new roof, keep all the invoices for that stuff. It's really cool to see. When we bought our last place, the owner had kept a folder just full of all the maintenance they did, all the money they spent on the house, down to, from the furnace down to the landscaping outside, everything that was done. And it's kind of cool. You can see all the money they've spent over the years, and it makes you feel a little better about the house and how long it's going to last before you have to put any money into it. So that's a great point, Adam. Thank you. Oh, Cassandra, I am not going to buy a Windows PC. I will buy another Mac. Sorry.
I mean,
that's just how it's going to be. One day you'll understand, I think, when you grow up.
Windows just breaks down too often.
Yeah, I can't do that. So, anything else, Mr. Myers? Anything you want to add? Sounds like you're dealing with a little furnace issue at home.
It's not a furnace, it's a boiler.
It's a boiler, okay.
And it's not an issue, it's just not working.
Mm-hmm. And you should really call your inspector. Did he miss that or something during the inspection?
He must have. My inspector missed a lot of things.
Yeah. We won't say who your inspector was live on the air. All right. Anything else? Anything else?
No, nothing else.
Nothing else. Okay, well, that is it, guys. Remember, if you always have, or if you ever have any questions,
Only
the problem is I'm chewing gum, and I should never chew gum when I do a live stream, because you can't talk and chew gum at the same time.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I should have spit it out a while ago. If you have any questions, feel free to always send me an email, or you can even call me, whatever you want to do. I'll answer them any time of the day. Remember, why not EXP tonight, 8 o'clock. If you want to hear more about EXP, if you're an agent or if you're a prospective person that wants to get into real estate, then you may want to listen to this Zoom call tonight. It's very casual, no pressure, just giving you the facts and talking about the model. If you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate this year, robkabaz@gmail.com is the email address. And then finally, make sure to take a visit to my website, which is www.robertkabaz.com, and you could do a bunch of cool stuff there. So other than that, we're going to get back to work here, and enjoy the rest of the week, everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday.